And now we would like to recognize and celebrate those who have given entire careers to the service of public education. Miss Chris Gartner. Raise your hand if you've taught kindergartners before. No? Just Chris and I, that's kind of what I thought. Chris Gartner started teaching in Joplin, 1991, and then moved to Fairview Elementary in 1999. That's when I first met her. I was teaching EL students at the time and worked with some of the kids from her classroom. Fast forward to 2012, I'd been at the high school 5 or 6 years by that point, and Mrs. Frazier approached me and asked me what I knew about a Christine Gartner, elementary school teacher at Fairview, who was looking to move up to the high school and take a job in our EL department. It was a no-brainer. Chris is just really good people. We brought her up here, and I can't speak for her, but I can speak for us. The high school has not regretted that decision even one time. Now, Chris speaks zero Spanish. By zero, I mean zero Spanish. But her ability to communicate with her students about deep, powerful, and personal things is an absolute work of magic. And by work of magic, I mean work of Google Translate. She does amazing things with that program. But Chris is the kind of teacher who you look to when one wants to argue that test scores and semi-arbitrary numbers show us who's a good teacher and who's not. Scores can show us who's a good teacher, but they don't tell the whole story. To me, what makes a good teacher is not quite so tangible as a number. The best teachers are those who are willing to do whatever it takes to have a positive impact on student lives in and out of school. Chris Gartner understands Maslow as well as anyone in this building. I'm not advocating or encouraging anyone to follow in her footsteps, but Chris has opened herself up to students in need of a home and in need of a family more than once in her tenure at the high school. She's got her family, but then she also has the rest of her family, and she loves them all. I don't know what Chris's students' access scores are, but I do know what her impact is on student lives in the long run, and it's huge. Chris Gartner, you're the best. You're going to be missed up here. Coach Mike Godfrey. Coach Godfrey's worked at CHS for the past 12 years now. Before coming to us, he spent time coaching baseball at Crowder College, Southern Arkansas University, and the University of Indiana, the Hoosiers. He also taught and coached high school ball at Ashdown, Arkansas, Marshall, Missouri, and down the road at Neosho. At the high school level, he's a multiple-time conference champion, district champion, and regional champ. Coach Godfrey is a man of the highest character. He rides horses, and when he talks about riding his horses on the weekend, I always can't help but think how much, like, if I saw him doing that, he would remind me of Clint Eastwood in some old Western. He doesn't always have much to say. Coach Godfrey's not a man who wastes his words, but when he speaks, you probably ought to listen. As a former coach myself, I really hate the idea that Mike didn't get to coach his last game this year because of the COVID. On the other hand, though, I think a good coach is always a coach. And Coach Godfrey next year is going to take his coaching on the road. He's been training on the side, and he's going to be joining the speaking circuits, traveling around organization to organization, discussing motivation and leadership. Coach Godfrey, a man of few words on the speaking circuit. But like I said, when Godfrey talks, you ought to probably listen up. Coach, you're going to do great. Mike Godfrey, thanks for everything you've done for CHS. We're going to miss you. Happy retirement.
Hey CHS, it's been a great ride. Gonna miss y'all. It's been a great 12 years. Made some phenomenal friends, some lifetime friends. Had some great experiences. Time to set off on another trail though. Best of luck to y'all. Remember, hey, dominate every day because you never know when it'll be your last. Take care, y'all. Rock on.
To Mike and to Chris, thank you for everything that you've given to CHS. Thank you for everything you've given to our students and to us, your colleagues. And I've said it most years, I think maybe at this time, but I don't think it's ever going to be not worth repeating. There's an old proverb that dates back to the Middle Ages. The literal translation is something like this: a dwarf on the shoulders of a giant sees further than the giant himself. But I like the way Sir Isaac Newton says it the best. He said, "If I have seen further, it's because I stand on the shoulders of giants." So, to those of us who remain, to those of us who will carry on, may we never forget the giants of the past upon whose shoulders we currently stand, the giants of the past who help us see further. Happy summer, everyone.